They called her the Drill Queen, a teenage girl with a heart full of pain and a city full of enemies. Gakira Barnes, known on the streets as K.I., wasn't your average 17-year-old. She was feared, followed, and eventually fatally hunted. This is the chilling true story of Chicago's most infamous female assassin. Gakira Barnes was born in 1997 in the heart of Chicago's South Side, a place where bullets often speak louder than words. Raised in the Woodlawn neighborhood, she lost her father to street violence when she was just 13. That loss would change everything. Soon after, she joined STLEBT, a gang locked in a deadly war with rivals like O'Block. As Chicago's drill music scene exploded, so did the violence, and K.I., still a teenager, was right in the middle of it. While most kids her age were worrying about school or prom, K.I. was sharpening her image as a feared shooter. Twitter was her battlefield, bragging about bodies, threatening enemies, and taunting rivals. She was close with STL's top hitters, FBG, Duck, TB, and others. According to street rumors, K.I. may have had as many as 17 alleged bodies, and while nothing was ever proven, her reputation was cemented. Among her enemies was a rising name from O-Block, King Von. The two had an unusual connection, part rivalry, part obsession. Von would publicly taunt her, but behind the scenes he was messaging her, some even say flirting. Whether it was real affection or psychological warfare, we may never know, but what's clear is this. K.I. and Von were on a collision course.
Called K.I., the last one coming out of the gate. Literally, and that's how, and then I'm, ooh.
O-Block J. Hood speaks on King Von telling him he killed K.I. Disclaimer, this channel speaks on the real, the streets, the struggle, the violence, and everything in between. We don't glorify it, we don't promote it. We just tell it how it is. Some of the content might be disturbing, but that's reality for some people. If you're easily offended or looking for sugar-coated stories, this ain't the place. Everything shared is for awareness, education, and understanding, not encouragement. Watch at your own risk.
Von walked up to me, and I shook his hand. He like, look straight. And then I look straight, and I'm like, why are you telling me to look straight? He like, look straight, and what I'm finna say to you, don't look at me after I tell you. So I'm like, I bet. In my head, I'm like, what is this nigga finna tell me? But he literally say just like this. I'm looking straight. He meant why I just run up on K.I. Called K.I. the last one coming out of the gate. Literally, and that's how, and then I'm, ooh, and sure enough, after he told me that, sirens came. Sirens had just hit, boop, they were just over there picking the body up and whatever, and I'm just like, wow, fool.
April 11th, 2014, K.I. was walking with friends near 6400 South Eberhart. Suddenly, a car pulled up. Shots rang out. K.I. was hit multiple times in the neck, chest, and jaw. She died at the hospital shortly after. The streets fell silent. STL was shaken. Rumors pointed toward O-Block. Many believe King Von himself was the shooter, and years later his name would surface again in unsealed police documents. K.I.'s story didn't end with her death. She became a legend, a female killer in a world dominated by men, a symbol of lost youth in Chicago's war zones. Drill rappers still mention her. Her image still circulates online, but her story is also a tragedy. A girl who might have been a writer, a student, a leader, swallowed by the cycle of retaliation and street fame. K.I. lived by the gun and died by it. But her name? It lives on. But here's the craziest part. K.I. was smart. Not just street smart, book smart. Teachers said she could have gone to college. She loved to write. She once posted poems online. Her dream wasn't always the streets, but Chicago didn't give her time to dream. She watched friends die young. She carried guns to school. Her heart turned cold, and her name turned deadly. Of all her rivals, none fascinated her more than King Von, and it went both ways. He was from O-Block. She was STL. Their sets hated each other. But Von was obsessed with K.I. On Twitter, he taunted her. In DMs, he flirted. Some say they had real chemistry. Others say it was psychological warfare, trying to get in each other's heads. Whatever it was dangerous. Their cat and mouse game ended in blood. Today, K.I. is more than a name. She's a legend. In drill culture, she's seen as a savage, a soldier. But in reality, she was a child. a girl who never got to grow up. Her name lives on in murals, lyrics, and memories. In the end, K.I. wasn't just a product of the streets, she was a victim of them. A reminder that in Chicago's deadliest war, even the most feared soldiers are still human. If K.I.'s story shook you, hit that like button. Drop a comment. Do you think Vaughn really did it? Or was K.I. destined to die young no matter what? Subscribe for more untold stories from the underworld of Chicago. This was The Life and Death of K.I. When we talk about drill, we talk about beats, bars, and bodies. But behind every name in the headlines, it is a real person. And when the fame fades, only pain remains. When we talk about drill, we talk about beats, bars, and bodies. But behind every name in the headlines, it is a real person. And when the fame fades, only pain remains. Share this with someone who needs to see the real side of the streets. And if you're ready to go deeper,